Stop. Right now. Close your eyes and feel it. That weight. That moment a woman's gaze locks onto you, promising you're the one she's been searching for. Her eyes burn with possibility, don't they? Like you're her hero, her answer, her everything. But what if I told you that spark in her eyes, it's not for you, it's for a ghost, a phantom she's conjured in her mind, a role she's desperate for you to play. You're not being loved, you're being cast. And deep in your gut, you've felt the lie, haven't you? That sinking suspicion that no matter how hard you try, you're never quite enough. Carl Jung, the man who dared to stare into the abyss of the human psyche, saw this trap 100 years ago. He didn't just warn men like you, men craving strength, clarity, control. He carved a path through the chaos. This isn't another feel-good pep talk. This is a blade to cut through the illusions holding you back. Why do you keep falling for the same script? Why does every relationship feel like a performance? Why are you chasing a shadow you can't name? Stay with me. This is the truth you've been running from, and it's time to face it. The trap of the gaze, where you're cast, not chosen. That moment her eyes meet yours, it's like a drug. The warmth, the intensity, the promise of being seen. You think, this is it. She gets me. Your heart races, your palms sweat, and for a fleeting second, you feel whole. But here's the brutal truth. She's not seeing you. She's seeing a projection, a character she's scripted in her head. Carl Jung, who spent his life dissecting the unconscious, called this the animus, the inner masculine archetype every woman carries. Woven from her father's stern voice, her first love's reckless grin, the heroes of her favorite novels, or the bad boy she swears she's moved past. When she looks at you, she's not falling for you. She's falling for the role she's cast you in. A savior, a rebel, a king. And the kicker? She might not even know. She's doing it. You've lived this. She calls you different, says you're not like the others. Your chest swells, you feel chosen, special, like you've cracked the code. But weeks, months, maybe years later, the script shifts. You're too soft, too predictable, too something. You're left standing in the wreckage, wondering where you went wrong. Jung's answer is a gut punch. You didn't fail her. You failed her fantasy. When you stop playing the part when you can't keep up with the hero, the villain, the perfect man she imagined, she doesn't rewrite the story. She recasts you. Another guy steps in. And you're left holding the pieces, questioning your worth. Jung didn't mince words. He called an unexamined animus a tyrant. It's a force that can possess a woman, driving her to chase men who spark chaos, to reject those who offer stability, to argue without reason, to dominate without wisdom. It's why she'll ignore the guy who shows up every day and run after the one who leaves her guessing. It's why she'll criticize you for being too emotional, then turn around and call you cold. She's not fighting you. She's wrestling with her own unconscious, projecting her inner masculine onto you, and you, your collateral damage, mistaking her hunger for love, her audition for connection. Let's bring this home. You're an American man, 25 to 45 years old, grinding through a world that sold you a lie. From Hollywood blockbusters to Tinder swipes, you've been taught that love is about being picked. Be the right guy, strong, charming, successful, and she'll choose you. So you play the game. You hit the gym to sculpt the body she'll notice. You craft witty texts to make her laugh. You hustle for the promotion to afford the life she expects. Maybe it's a vacation that costs you $5,000, or a car that sets you back $156,000. But what's the payoff? A starring role in her drama, only to be replaced when a better actor walks in. Think of your friend who bought his girlfriend a car, only to find her texting her ex. Or the co-worker who moved to Miami for his fiancée, only to be dumped for needing space. These aren't just heartbreak stories. They're symptoms of a culture that trains you to perform, to bend, to beg for her approval. Jung's warning is a wake-up call. As long as her projection defines you, you're not a man, you're a prop. But there's a way out. Jung called it individuation, a brutal, lifelong journey to become whole. Not by chasing her gaze, but by forging yourself in the fire of self-awareness. It's not about fixing her or blaming women. It's about facing you, the parts you've buried, the fears you've ignored, the wounds you pretend don't bleed. It's standing in the mirror and asking, "Who am I?" when no one's watching. Most men never dare. They're too busy chasing the next role, the next applause, the next woman to make them feel complete. But Jung's truth is relentless. You don't become a man by being chosen. You become a man by choosing yourself. Stay with me. This is just the start. Up next, we'll dig into why you keep signing up for this trap and how to break free. The mask you wear, why you volunteer for the trap. Now let's get raw. Why do you do it? Why do you keep stepping into her script, knowing it ends in the same gut-wrenching betrayal? You've felt the weight of it. That pressure to be her hero, her provider, her something. You've softened your sharp edges, muted your voice, swallowed your truth, just to keep her smiling. You call it love, sacrifice, partnership. Jung called it self-betrayal. And the worst part, you're not just betraying yourself, you're volunteering for it, handing over your soul like it's pocket change. Think back to that moment you bit your tongue. She dismissed you, maybe rolled her eyes at your opinion, and you stayed quiet to avoid the fight. Or that dream you buried. A business you wanted to start, a city you wanted to explore, a life you wanted to live, all shelved because she didn't approve. Or that spark of anger when she criticized your every move. But you smiled, nodded, played the good guy because you were terrified of losing her. Every time you do this, you chip away at yourself. You think you're keeping the peace, but you're losing the war. And she doesn't even have to ask. You give it willingly, hoping it'll make her stay. This isn't just personal, it's cultural. As an American man, you've been fed a script since you were a kid. Action movies show the hero saving the girl, winning her heart. Rom-coms have the guy chasing her through crowded streets, begging for her love. Instagram and TikTok flaunt perfect couples, perfect bodies, perfect lives, screaming, "This is what you should be." And dating apps? They're a meat market, reducing you to a few photos and a clever bio. You're not a man, you're a product, competing for her swipe. You've been trained to believe your worth lies in her approval. That being chosen is the ultimate prize. So you perform. You mold yourself into what you think she wants. Strong, but not too aggressive. Sensitive, but not weak. Successful, but not intimidating. It's a tightrope. And you're always one step from falling. And the women? They're not the villains. They're trapped too, raised on the same lies. Fairy tales tell them they deserve a prince, a bad boy, a CEO, a poet, all in one. Dating apps promise endless options, each guy shinier than the last. When you don't deliver, because no man can, they move on to the next audition. Jung saw this in his patience, in the myths he studied, in the archetypes that shape our souls. He called it the anima problem, the unintegrated feminine within you, the part that craves connection, validation, approval. When you don't face your anima, it runs the show. It's why you feel hollow without her. It's why you chase her affection like it's oxygen. It's why you'd rather be fake than be alone. Let's make it real. You're 30 years old, in a cramped apartment in Brooklyn, swiping through Bumble after a 10-hour shift at a job that's draining your soul. You're exhausted, not just from work, but from the endless performance of trying to be the guy, the dates that go nowhere, the relationships that collapse, the nagging feeling that no matter how hard you try, you're never enough. Or maybe you're 42, married, with a kid, a mortgage, a life in the suburbs of Dallas. You've built everything you were told to build, but your wife looks through you, not at you. She's distant, critical, always on her phone. You wonder what you did wrong, what you could have done better. You think, if I work harder, make more, be more romantic, she'll come back. But she doesn't. Because the problem isn't you. It's the mask you've been wearing. What does it cost? Everything. Every time you play her game, you lose a piece of yourself, your clarity, your purpose, your fire. You become predictable, safe, boring. The guy who texts back instantly, plans every date, pays for everything. He's the one she appreciates but doesn't respect. The guy who says yes to every demand. He's the one she leaves for someone who doesn't care as much. Why? Because a man without a spine isn't a man. He's a prop. Easily replaced. Jung's solution isn't a quick fix. It's not a pickup line or a new workout plan. It's individuation, integrating every part of yourself, the light and the dark, the masculine and the feminine. It's facing the anger you've buried, the dreams you've abandoned, the boy inside you who still believes he's not enough. It's not glamorous. It's a war, fought in the quiet of your own mind, where no one applauds. But it's the only way to stop being her puppet. Don't turn away now. The next part is where you learn to break free and become the man you were meant to be. Keep going. The man who stands alone embracing the path to freedom. Now we're at the heart of it. The path to freedom, what Jung called individuation, isn't a weekend retreat or a motivational quote. It's a descent into the darkest corners of your psyche, where you face the parts of yourself you've spent a lifetime hiding. The insecurities you mask with your job, your charm, your hustle. The wounds you pretend don't exist. The father who walked out. The mother who demanded perfection. The girl who shattered your trust and left you questioning your worth. It's sitting in the silence of your own soul, asking, who am I when no one's watching? What do I want when no one's telling me what to want? This is lonely work, gut-wrenchingly lonely. As you peel away the masks, you'll lose people. Friends who liked the old, compliant you. Family who don't understand why you're different. Women who loved the role you played, but can't handle the man you're becoming. Jung knew this. He wrote that the individuated man is rarely welcomed. He's a threat, a mirror, reflecting truths people aren't ready to face. They'll call you cold, arrogant, distant. They'll say you've lost your way, but you haven't. You've found it. And the freedom that comes with it is worth every ounce of pain. Picture yourself at 35, standing in your apartment in Austin, the city's pulse humming outside your window. You've spent years chasing women, jobs, status, trying to be the man everyone told you to be. But now, you're done. You've faced the mirror, stared down the boy inside you who never felt good enough. You've let go of the need to be chosen. For the first time, you feel alive. Not because of her, not because of them, but because of you. You walk into a coffee shop, a boardroom, a bar, and people notice. Not because you're louder or flashier, but because you're present. You're not performing. You're not begging for approval. You're just you. Here's the paradox. The less you need women, the more they're drawn to you. Not the women who want a puppet. Those will run, and you'll let them. But the women who've done their own work, who've faced their own animus, who've burned through their own illusions. These women don't need you to complete them. They don't drown you in flattery or cling to you like a lifeline. They stand before you, whole, raw, real. They don't ask you to perform because they're not performing either. They've fought their own battles against their insecurities, their pasts, their own shadows, and they respect you for fighting yours. This is the love Jung hinted at, not possession, not projection, but a meeting of two whole souls. It's not the stuff of Hollywood, with grand gestures and fairy tale endings. It's two people standing side by side, not needing each other to feel complete, but choosing each other because they're free. Free to love, free to walk away, free to be themselves without apology. You'll know her when you meet her. She won't treat you like the answer to her prayers or try to mold you into her fantasy. She'll look you in the eye, not as a character in her story, but as a man. And you'll see her too, not as a prize or a savior, but as a partner, an equal, a force. This is rare. Most men never reach it. Because they quit too soon. They settle for the fantasy, the applause, the fleeting rush of being chosen. But you're not most men. Not anymore. Maybe you're 42, with a house in the suburbs of Phoenix, kids, a job that pays the bills. You've built the life you were told to build, but it feels like a cage. Your wife's distant, and you're tired of performing. So you start the work. You face the mirror. You ask the hard questions. What am I afraid of? What have I given up? Who am I beneath the mask? And slowly, you rebuild. Not just your life, but yourself. You become the man who doesn't need her validation to feel whole. The man who doesn't bend to fit her script. The man who stands alone, not out of arrogance, but out of strength. This is your rebirth. It's not about becoming untouchable or cold. It's about becoming real. Your presence becomes a force, not because you demand attention, but because you don't need it. Women who've done their own work will see it. They won't want to control you or fix you. They'll want to walk beside you, to share the journey, to challenge you as much as you challenge them. And the others? The ones still lost in their projections? They'll run. Let them. They're not your story. So, here's your call to action. Right now. Close this tab. Turn off your phone. Sit in silence for 5 minutes. And ask yourself, what am I running from? Write it down. Be honest. No one's watching. Then take one step. One small, brutal, honest step toward facing it. Maybe it's a conversation you've been dodging. Maybe it's a dream you've buried. Maybe it's admitting you're scared. Whatever it is, do it. Because every step you take toward yourself is a step away from her script. Don't do this alone. Share this with a friend, a brother, a man still trapped in the performance, still chasing the applause. Like this video. Subscribe for more. Not for me, but for the next guy who needs this truth. You're not just saving yourself. You're lighting a fire for others to follow. Together, we can wake up the world, one man at a time. Choose yourself. Start now.